supporting me in my channel. Today I would like to talk about something that I've mentioned a lot in my past YouTube videos, and that is the fact that food matters more than copies. I know a lot of you disagree with me. I've been getting some comments to the effect of, ha ha ha, I've got 1/8 a copy, but I've got all this food. What you say doesn't apply. Well, now I have data to prove my point. And you're just going to have to trust me on these numbers. You can double check them, but I've spent the past half an hour calculating exactly how many heroes you need to take a hero from its 5-star babiness to its E5 glory. So if you look at this table that I've highlighted, and we go through it from top to bottom, when you start a hero's journey to E5 enablement, you need 2 copies of that hero and 4 food to get them from 5 to 6 star. If you follow that all the way through, all the way to E5, by the end of the hero's journey that you're E5ing, you'll need 9 copies of that hero and 301 food, guys. That's right, 301 food. 301 5-star copies, just to be very specific. Now, everyone's aware of this 9 number. Everyone knows you need 9 copies to get a hero to E5. A number that no one ever quotes or is aware of is just how much food you need. You know it's a lot, but you don't actually know how much. And here's the math. It's 301. I've done it. To put things in perspective, 301 5-star heroes is worth about 2,408 4-star heroes. So if you go to the fusion screen, you'll see you need about 8 4-star heroes to summon a 5-star hero, or to fuse to summon a 5-star hero. Now, why I've calculated it in terms of the equivalent 4-star hero copies you need to make 301 5-star heroes is because the reality is, for most of us, our food will come from 4-star shards, specifically from these 2 events, Event Raid and Seal Land 11. So where I am, level 195, I've basically maxed out the Event Raid. So for every raid that I do, including the rebuys or the increased number of smashes. So if you aren't doing this already, Event Raid is the best way to get food, 4-star food, that eventually becomes 5-star, so then you can upgrade your heroes, etc. But every day, for the Event Raid, I buy the maximum number of smashes allowed, and that's 5. So I get to do 7 smashes at the max level, and I get 30 shards, 4-star shards for each smash. So that's 210 shards from Event Raid every single day, as a minimum. Now I know there'll be times when you get double the amount or triple the amount, but I'm working with worst case scenario numbers here, so you're going to have to cut me some slack. The other place where we get 4-star shards every day is Seal Land, and depending on what level you're at, you're going to get different numbers. I'm at Seal Land 11 for 3 factions, Light, Dark, and Fortress. And so every day I buy 2 additional smashes to go along with the 5 that I have, and I'll get 38 shards, or 34 shards, excuse me, just looking at the math, from each smash. So 7 times 34 is about 238. In aggregate, guys, I'll get somewhere between, at a minimum, 450, call it, 4-star shards every day. It takes 30 shards to make 1 4-star copy. So that's about 15 copies, 15 4-star copies I'll get every single day. Now, when you divide 2,408 by 15 copies a day, that means it's going to take me 161 days on average, worst case scenario, to get enough food to E5 a hero if I was just solely to rely on 4-star shards and 4-star food. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, hang on, MelkStehul. I get stuff from orbs, I get stuff from heroic summons, I get stuff from the campaigns as well. Fine. This 161 number, 161 days, that's between 4 to 5 months. factoring in, let's say, best case scenario, all the other stuff, all your other sources of 5-star food, that's probably you're gonna get that 5-6 month number down to about 3-4 months, best case scenario. So let's just keep that number in mind. It's gonna take me about 3 to 4 months to get enough food to get a hero from its origins as a 5-star to E5, right? 3 to 4 months. Now, with that number in mind, let's look at the calendar of hero releases and rework. So I've gone back a year, approximately, and I've plotted when new heroes get released or remade. So in June, at the last anniversary event, we had Mim and Belrain get released. Then around late July, and I wasn't around for this, so I had to rely on Reddit to tell me when these heroes got released. Valk got released, the new OP hero. Then we had Cthulhu, who's kind of useless and no one wanted to build. Aspen during Christmas. Ada during Chinese New Year, which is January, February. All right. We had Oberon, Asmodee rework, DA rework around April this year. Then the last anniversary event, we had Amun-Ra and Penny. And just very recently, we'd obviously have Nakia. So let's run a hypothetical with this calendar and the fact that it takes about 3 to 4 months to get enough food to E5 a character. So let's say when Valk got released, super excited, we did enough summons, let's say to get 5-6 copies out of the 9 that we need. Because rarely do we get all the copies we need from heroic summons, right? Usually we rely on the events or hero replacement down the track to get us the full set of heroes, the 9 copies that we need to E5 a hero. The point is, by the time that we save up enough food, which is 3 to 4 months down the track, to E5 our Valk, because very rarely will we have all the food up front. I know no one's that disciplined enough to save up all the food first. By the time we saved up enough food to E5 Valk, it would have been Christmas by now, and that's when Aspen got released. New shiny toy, okay. New must-have hero. So immediately we do all the summons that we need to do to get enough copies. Again, not going to get all 9 copies. You're probably going to get 5 or 6. So over the next 3 to 4 months, while we build out our food situation, we're going to get more copies. But look at this. Immediately after Christmas, the new Valk killer, Ada, basically the new super OP hero comes out. All of a sudden, we have to get more copies and even more food. If you haven't realized my point by now, food is absolutely the #1 priority in this game, not copies. If you were to play this game perfectly, if I could go back to myself on the first day I played this game and give myself advice, it would be this. Build food copies first before looking for copies of heroes that you want to eventually E5. Now, you're going to end up building a lot of low and mid-tier heroes to 9 and 10 star, and you're going to get shit on for the first year. That's the downside. But here's the upside. By the time you've got enough food to immediately E5 a hero, you would be at the point of the newest hero that gets released. Basically, you'll be able to E5 the new hero that gets released, and chances are, looking at this history of remakes and new hero releases, it's going to be the latest and greatest hero. And that's instantly going to catapult you from the the boondocks, from being shit on by everyone, to just the new top 10, top 20 player. Because you've played the long game. You've had the strength to play it right, to build up food first, and only after you've built up enough food to immediately E5 a hero, you've then assessed the landscape, and you've said, yep, I will now invest my feathers, which I've acquired over time, as well as the 4 to 5 copies of heroes that I think will stay in the meta over the long run, to get them to E5 straight away. And so that's the point of that I'm trying to make when I say food is more important than copies. It just takes so long to get food that when people are like madly trying to chase down copies, I just almost want to tell them, hey, relax. It's going to take you forever to get the amount of food that you need. And by the time you get that food, chances are that hero is going to be out of date. They're going to be out of the meta. Worry about the food first, then find the copies that you need. That's it from me today, guys. That's my analysis. If you found that insightful, please do leave a thumbs up. It does help me a lot. Otherwise, have a great day. And if it's a Sunday for you as well, have a great week ahead.